Good, warm welcome to every one of you. It's really my pleasure to see you all after rest and holiday time, and I hope that you are good. And in few words, I will present my idea, not to steal any minute or second from Jelena's time. As I send you in WhatsApp messages, it's idea that we have some gathering together every 3 weeks, sorry, with one of coaches as a presenter and with one of the lecturers as a supporter or mentor. And of course, we will start with a special lady, Jelena, just taking care about her time. And Jelena Popovic, with support of Nenad Sostaric, prepared this presentation for us. And Jelena, I give you floor and microphone to you. Everything is ready. Just let me know when you want to start.
Okay. So, warm welcome to everybody. I'm gonna start my presentation knowing that all of you know the basic stuff of 3-2-1 defense. So, Dragan, the first slide.
Okay.
We'll start with the slide. Second. The next one.
Okay.
So the theme of my today's presentation is 3-2-1 defense that profits from its aggressiveness. So I'm gonna start. So 3-2-1 defense is one of the oldest and most important defense system in history of Yugoslavian handball school. First time this defense came to the international scene with Vlado Stencil on 72 on the Olympic Games in München with the national team of Yugoslavia. Many of experts think that the real creator of this defense was Croatian professor Krešimir Pavlin, who put this defense into the practice. He wanted to make some modification on the defense 5-1 by pushing the players on the second position more in front. Yugoslavian 3-2-1 defense was created to answer to the dominance of extremely tall and powerful shooters from the USSR squad, but also by playing against one team who was Romania, who had an extraordinary shooter like George Gruja. In Yugoslavia in 80s and 90s, almost all the team play this kind of defense from the senior teams until the youth categories. The best example, next slide please, Dragan. Sorry. So the best example was Metaloplastica Shabac, who was, this defense was characteristic. This was one of the best European clubs who won in 85 and 86 European Champion Clubs Cup and give many international players of Yugoslavia. Following the trend of Russian 6-0, but also the trend of the two-line players, 3-2-1 defense started to disappear from the territory of Yugoslavia. The countries who played the longest this kind of defense was Croatia and Slovenia, and also Montenegro. But Croatia and Slovenia played this longest and made a good, one of the best results because they had teams who were competing in the best championship in the league, in the Champions League, like Zagreb from Croatia and Celje from Slovenia. These two countries have somehow managed to maintain a Yugoslavian handball school. We could see this 3-2-1 defense entered on the territory of Germany, also thanks to the Vlado Stencil in the middle of the 70s, but also thanks to the players who came from the territory of ex-Yugoslavia. We could see this playing this defense in France, in Switzerland, and many other countries. In the last 2 years, I would mention national team of Croatia who played this defense. Also the Germany who played this defense on 2019 on the European Championship. And considering the club, I would notice Kiel. That's considering the men handball. Next slide, please, Dragane. We here on this picture, we see the roles and position of the defense 3-2-1. I'm not going to lose the time to explain the movements. I'm just going to say that this is a defense who is using 3 lines. So first line is half in front, second line is right and a left half, and the third line is right and left back and center half. The difference from the other defense is that the Yugoslavian 3-2-1 defense has in the front of line line players and wings. The reason was to have more mobile, more faster play who was by their moving was cutting the moving of the back players in attack, and a small interruption was stopping the attack. The other reason was redistribution of the energy. We know that the wings and the line players are using less energy in attack, so they were more occupied in defense. As I noticed, the Croatia played this kind of defense longest. They needed to make some modification if she wanted to follow the way of playing of handball game during the years. So one of the first modification was on the position of the right and the left half. I believe that was first of all because of the selection of the players in that time. So I'm talking about the years at the beginning of the 2000. Dragane, please, the first video. And they also started to follow the trend of the bigger line players. In that time, it was Igor Vori. Maybe one of the, as I said, one of the reasons was the selection of the players. So they have to adapt this kind of defense to their players and use on the best way the qualities of their players. But also maybe they started to push to put the big players, taller players, in the central part of the defense.
Which one, Jelena, you want?
7.
Okay.
So here's the example on 2004 Athens, Croatia against Hungary. We see on the half in front and on the position of the half right and the left half, we see Pero Metlicic and Goluža. So they had, as I said, mentioned the modification was when the attack was playing with the 2 line players. They had a two way to stop the attack. First of all is to go out on the back players and make the fouls, and that way open the space for the leave the uncovered pivot. And the second way was play in a block form. Here's the example where the half players are playing in a half form. Continue video. So entering the middle back of Hungary, second pivot. We have here half who are covering the line players and staying in the block form, so they are proposing to shoot from the outside. In the same time, we have Vori, who stay still a little bit in front with the mission of interfering the pass between the back players, covering the diagonal pass to the line players, and also in the last moment participation in a duel with the back players. Continue the video until the end. So this is how he's interfering the pass between the back players and diagonal pass to pivot, line player. Okay. The second modification was on the position of the back players. And we know in theory the basic movement of the back players are the parallel with the 6 meters. So they are made a modification by interfering the pass between the wings and the back players, controlling the wing, but also controlling the play of the back, pushing him to attack just with the ball from the middle back. That is when the ball is on that side. When the ball was opposite, the back players going deeper and controlling the 2 players. So the wing, where they are living on the visually empty space and proposing the long pass from the back opposite. And we know today still there's not a lot of players who are able to make that long pass on the right way, like for example was Mikkel Hansen. The second mission is of considering the back player is pushing him way back in attack, pushing away from him away from the defense, and pushing him also to attack more in front when the defense is more compact. When I talk about the defense, creation defense, I have to mention Duvnjak. For me, it's one of the best defense player, and that's the middle back or left back who has with the size of 1 meter 98 centimeters. Comparing with Igor Vori, he was more mobile player who has the freedom to go much further to play when he's half in front. The player who is playing on the line of the ball using their long hands by moving, pushing away the middle back from the defense, from the dangerous position, and also by his characteristic of the because he's more mobile than the others, he's able to come back and help his teammates. Dragane, please, next video. I'm going to show the example of the Final Four 2020 kill against Vesprem. That's the video number 5. That's one. So here we're going to see his role when the left back Borozan is entering on the second line player. Okay. 40/20. He has next for the posición de avanzado the back players. Here, next. Moving and using the hands, we see that he pushed the players, back players of Vesprem to attack more inside when the defense is more compact, and they are more closer, and with his moving, he's cutting his running, so they are less dangerous for the goal. Next. And also in the same time, he's able to help in a duel with his teammates left and a half, left and right half. I compared the playing of Pekler with him. This is the next video that again it's number 6 video, please.
Mm-hmm.
German team in 2019 also made some modification. We could see that the first 2 lines, players in the first 2 lines was playing on the 14 and 15 meters very aggressively, and we had a Pekler, so they were also following the trend of the big line players, like so Pekler and also Vincek. And we have similar. You can leave. You can. Had a similar playing Pekler as a Duvnjak. Of course, not the same type of the player. Okay. Also, we have Karadzic entering on the second pivot. So Pekler interfering the pass between the back players. We can see that Duvnjak is on 80 meters. The aggressiveness of the also the half right and the left. Okay. He's also there to help his teammates. Okay, until the end. Okay, next slide, please.
Mhm.
So my work is to answer, is it possible today to play this kind of defense? On the slide, we can see the advantages of this defense. I'm going to just mention quickly so that the target is the ball, so everybody is moving by following the ball. The tasks are really clear for all the players. The slide, Dragan.
Which one?
The slide.
Number of the slide.
Where is the advantages and disadvantages?
Just a number, Jelena, will be easier.
I don't know the number. It's a slide.
Ah, sorry, I apologize.
Slide.
Can we see it? Okay.
Next one. Okay, so we are, there's a defense who has density and depth. So the successful against the shooters, we know that one of the mission of this defense is proposing shoots from the long distance, or I would say half position for the back players, and also big opportunity for the counter-attack for the players who are playing in the first two lines. I would more focus on the several disadvantages. Physically tired. Everybody said this is a defense very exhausting for the players. It's not possible to play 60 minutes. I find that it's misconception because to play in a higher level of today handball, all the players need to have excellent ability of speed as well as a strength. Otherwise, they cannot answer to the demands of the today's handball game. It's clear to have the best, to have a good defense, you need the time to practice. And for the 3-2-1, you need also to prepare your players to the effort of this defense. In 80s and 90s, coach has on the court in this pose just 12 players. And we know today in the European and World Championship, but also in Champions League, you have 16 players. And they said that it's very exhausting for the players in defense, but it's exhausting also for the players in attack, because this defense made a lot of interruptions, pushing away attack players far away from the goal. So they're using a lot of energy by entering in a duel, playing without the ball, and to finding the best solution. They had to pass a lot of space to be in the position for the shoots. This one, the second disadvantage is a shoot from the wing. Today, wings are much better, have richer shooting repertoire, and more successful at achieving from very small angles. Today, the players who are playing on the back position are playing more risky. So they are proposing the empty space for the wings, but they are also, as I said before, they are much faster and stronger, and they have enough time to close the space close the angles for the shooting from the wings. We know that that today is very difficult for the goalkeepers shoots from the wings, but I believe that with the video analyzing, video analysis, and also with the experts or the coaches for the goalkeepers. Goalkeepers has a chance to prepare themselves better for the match. We know that all the goalkeepers need to know the strength and weakness of his defense, but also the coaches, if they decided to play this kind of defense, they need to know the quality of his goalkeeper, because they have a very crucial role in this defense. Because if you want to play this defense, you need to have a goalkeeper who is good against the shoots from the 6 meters and from the wings. The next one is with 2 line players. Please, Dragane, the next video. I'm going to show, I think it's number 3.
Mm-hmm.
So morphologically speaking, today pivots are much different than the pivots from 80s and 90s. They really progress technically, catching the ball with the one hand from the floor, the ball inside the 6 meters, etc. Just a second. And I know that. Okay, thanks. So if there is always a dilemma how to keep also the pivot in front, behind, and in a man handball, especially in a man handball today, one defense player is very difficult for him to play and to stop the line player alone. The first and most important thing to play this defense against a two-line player is not to not allow the attack players entering the zone without the contact. If they are late of just a little moment, the defense already had a little bit more time to regroup and to answer to prepare themselves for playing against two line players. Here I have a example entering the second pivot, still the match Kila and Vespren. So the crucial here the left back Borozan is also entering on the second pivot. We have here still Dumniak, who is interfering the pass between the back players, pushing them to attack where the defense is compact. We can see the aggressiveness of the half player Vinček and Weinhold. We see the center half Pekela, who is in the middle of the player with the ball and goalkeeper. And we have also the participation of the back players who are at the same time controlling the wings, proposing the empty space for them, actually proposing the long pass for the wings, but also participating by covering the two line players, and that way they are minimize the space for the center half. You can leave the video. And as I said, at the end, we have a goalkeeper for this kind of defense who is very good against the shoots from the wings. 7 against 6. That was it's a problem for all kind of defense. But I think that 3-2-1 has an advantage because in methodology of practicing 3-2-1 defense is playing 6 against 7. So if one team finds a solution on training against the 7 players, why not to find a solution during the match? In attack 7 against 6, I think the most important role has a middle back, because the back players are also participating, but they are always in dilemma to shoot, to make a long pass, to play with the pivot. And when you're in a dilemma, when you're thinking a lot, you usually make the mistakes. Number 2 video, I put the example with Segedin and Kiel. Segedin was playing with the 7 players, with 2 line players. Okay, we can leave it. Oh, we have here Canelas with the balls. We can see several solution how he can play. So first of all, Dubnik with his moving is pushed away, bomb far away from the goal. He's not in dangerous position. At the same time, he's covering the pass, diagonal pass to the pivot, and also to the back player and to the wing also. We have half Weinhold, the right half, who is covering the pass to the pivot. And he's in a demi position to go in attack because to make the foul on Canelas, but Canelas in this situation he's more in a position to make a pass, not to attack the goal. We have a Vinček as a center half who is between the goal and the player with the ball. We have left half controlling the pivot and at the same time participating by covering the pass to the wing. And we have Damke, first of all, we have a right back, we have a right back who is covering the pivot and controlling the wing. And at the end, we have a left back, Damke, who is controlling the 2 players. and that I mentioned this position much deeper, who is to propose in the empty space for the wing, and also pushing away the back player in attack far away from the defense. Okay, you can leave the video. So in the first wave didn't pass, and then the second wave, we are seeing that the Bombach is choosing the play for, so this is a Duvnjak where is interfering the pass between the back players, middle back and the back players. So Canelas is able, he needs to come back if he wants to receive the ball from the Bombach, okay? And then we have Bombach who is choosing to play 4 against 3, but actually it's 4 against 4 because Duvnjak is also participating, and we see here 4 against 4 on the less than half court space, less than half court to finding a solution, and it's finished like this. Okay, next slide. That was considering the men's handball. I'm going to talk a little bit now about the women's handball. The 3-2-1 defense in women's handball was not too much played, maybe because still standing the fact that it's exhausting for the players. Some of them say that the girls are the girls are, it's difficult to convince the girls to the new stuff, or maybe they are less able to tolerate the mistakes, because if you make a mistakes in a 3-2-1 defense, you know who made which player made it's obvious. The only example of in women handball 3-2-1 defense is the Croatian national team. They played this defense, typical Yugoslavian 3-2-1 defense on Euro 2020, and also in the qualification 2020 and 2018 and the qualification against Norway with the head coach Nenad Sostaric. So looking at the composition of the players, most of them played in Lokomotiva, where the Nenad is last few years coach and still a coach. So for them, it was easy to adapt to his work, and also for him was also easy to transfer his work from the club to the national team. The players were, you can make the first video, please, just to show it, not yet so the players are oversized, young, but very agile and fast, and most of it they are really courageous and combative. So for them it was easy to adapt in this kind of defense.
Number 1, Jelena?
Yes, number 1. So here, this is the example against Hungary. The Croatia played 60 minutes against Hungary. Typical Yugoslavian 3-2-1 defense. Why I said because the half player are going out until the 9 meters. We see the half in front. Popovic by her moving, he's pushing away the middle back from the goal. Okay, we can see on this example the aggressiveness of these players. Okay. And the Hungarian team attack almost all match on this way by attacking with the duel 1 against 1, the right half. And for the Croatian players was really easy to find a solution. Okay, leave until the end. We can see the modification on the back position when she's controlling the back and the line player. Okay, and the second example is a few times they tried to play with the second pivot. We see the Tomor is going on the second pivot. Okay, you can leave. And if I understood very well, they make a transformation and they play like a half strict to the Popovic was playing half strict to the middle back, and we can see here the duel of right half, and also behind we see the Michijevic and Ježić who are covering the two line players. The main role played Michievich, the left back with a size 1094. For her size, she was very mobile and she was everywhere, and she was really one of the, how to say, the wall in a defense. Um, in my opinion, I think the Hungarian team underestimated the Croatian team, because the last 8 years they didn't make some results, not even in a world or the European championship. And I have to also mention the goalkeeper Pijevic, who had a really atypical steal against the shoots from the wings, who played very good the second half, and she was a pleasant surprise in this championship, because there was a goalkeeper who was catching the live balls with one or two hands from the shoots from the wings. The next slide. Stay. I'm almost finished. So when we talk about the selection and when we talk about the talent, we always talk about the talent in attack, never in defense, and it's very rare that some of the coaches are making the selections of his team by the qualities of defense. It's the coach who needs to recognize the defense qualities of player, and by working to improve them and use them to the best on the best way. For me, is the crucial stuff is working with the youth category. The best example is French handball school, so men and the women. And in the last Olympic Games, they show it because they are champions. They had a system when and what which kind of defense they had. They are working with their youth category. The similar system, and also this is the school. This is a school where what is very interesting that they prioritize defense when it comes to selecting the players for the national team. I have to mention also the Germans. If I remember very well, that the boys under 17 are starting to play 3-1 defense, and we know that Germany has a tradition also to play this kind of defense. For the young players, I think this defense is very important, because she's by proposing her aggressiveness, she gives young players self-confidence. They are proving their dual game. They learn how to move in a defense, to play with his teammates, to help to make to help their teammates, and also to cooperate with the goalkeepers. When you practice in this kind of defense with the youth category, you're practicing also to attack this kind of defense. So you are also improving with the young players playing without the ball, duel, and also playing with the pivot. If you wanna play this defense, and if you want to make the good selection of the players, you need to know the potential characteristic of your players. So morphology, motor skills, intellectual capacity, and technical tactical knowledge. And beside of everything, as a coach, you need to learn your players to love to play the defense. Next slide. Thanks for your attention. This is from me today.
Thank you, Jelena. And before I leave the option for the people to make a question, I will wait in queue. I will call the name of your mentor, Nenad, to turn your microphone and to add something or to make some comment. Nenad, we are waiting.
First of all, I think that Jelena did exceptional work. This is something that shows from the beginning, from the history of 3-1, then the basic things, and then how we are going to do, how the best teams are going to play today. My observation is that, you see, now it's a funny thing that Germans, now they start to play a lot 3-1 defense, and at the beginning when the Yugoslav school started to play, they're always saying, what kind of defense is this? This is not a defense, because when you are going to the second pivot, one player has nothing. This is the front center has nothing, and the center half has to close two pivots. For them, that was something stupid, that's unexceptional, and now they're playing this way. Basically, when we talk about the Croatian school of playing 3-1, we have, of course, according to the characteristics of our players, we make this defense. Jelena shows when the Golja was on the position on the half. Usually we do it same with Nick Shakali, who was the wing, and a very aggressive wing, and the one who can do it very, very good. In the same time, the other kind of playing this 3-1, we started playing with Shota, with Goran Sprem in one side, because in position with Wari, they're always coming back and always closing, jumping, trying to do it with block. In the position with Sprem, we are more aggressive, and that. Only thing what is always the same is that at the position of the right half is almost always right back. Our right back start with Pero Metlicic, and unfortunately after Pero Metlicic, our right backs are not so quality, has not so big quality in playing in defense. You cannot put Luka Stepacic to play in this defense because he is a shooter. He is not so movable. I would just like to emphasize the big role of the center half in this defense, and for me, one of the best that I ever saw. First was a long time ago. Who remember Atlanta '96? It was Goran Perkovac, who did it perfectly. And on the other side, they always almost forget him, but he is the one that is really a doctor of this defense. Is Denis Poljaric. Denis Poljaric playing in national team and in playing in Zagreb, really for a long time playing in Fuchse Berlin, but they're not playing 3-1. Is really the good one. I would just once again to say 3-1 defense. You can play all the time without any exception, because just like Jelena said, today, if you want to play top level handball, you have to be in perfect shape. And it's not a big difference between playing 3-1, if we are talking about how you are using your strength and ability, between 3-1, or if you are playing aggressive 6-0 that always transform to some kind of 5-1, 4-2, you need to have a lot of strength. So there is not a big difference. Difference is, of course, that 3-1 has a certain rules, and 3-1, if you are stick to these certain rules, you can use it against any attack without any problems, if you know how to do it, and if your players are just following the path. Once again, big thanks to Jelena. She did a very nice job, and I'm really happy that the younger coaches are coming, the younger ones who are so stubborn, and they like to learn, they like to ask, they like to improve, because this is something in this internet world that you don't see a lot. A lot of the coaches, unfortunately, they're not like Jelena and like some other that we have in Kladovo during these years. They think that they know everything if there's so few exercises on the internet. And hopefully in the future, she will do good career as a handball coach, because she has all the abilities and all the things that she needs to be. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Neno. Thank you in Jelena name, for kind words, and thank you for being a coach who was playing 3-1 defense with the girls, proving that it's possible on 21st century, because a lot of people say that it's not possible, and promoting Croatian school of 3-1, because let's be honest, everything started in Croatia in 50s and then continue to these days. Thank you so much, Neno. For one more things, underline a role of the coach, because all this team from Germany, Switzerland, France, what Jelena mentioned, coming from the coaches of names of Vlado Stencil, Sead Hassan Efendic, a lot of coaches from our area who promote this defense and promote the different approach, what is very important. And my question now coming to Jelena as a coach and in double role, and Jelena as a player, that Jelena, I would like to ask you about 3-1 in female handball from your personal experience, because I ask you and I know that you played, and I want to share with us your personal feeling about playing as a player and now coaching 3-1 defense.
I played just 1 year in Nantes with Stefan Malek. It was ex-player of Hassan Efendic in NSU. He said if everything what I know about the handball is Hassan Efendic, and I played just one season. It was 2012 in the first division, of course, and it passed really well. We had that year that my team climbed in the first division, so it was we team almost like a Croatian, middle size, average size, so but very aggressive, with aggressive players. So we were able to play this kind of defense.
Did you like it?
Yes, I like it. I like it because it gives you how to know wish to play. I had a wish to play the defense, and especially when you succeed in a duel. I tried this kind of defense playing in the national team also in 2004 with Mile Isakovic. We play on some tournament in Kup Karpati, I think it was in Romania, and we play against Romanian team who was really had extraordinary players in the time. And if I remember, or it was equal result, or we lost one goal. I don't know. I don't remember. But the feeling was really, really, really good. As a coach, I tried with the youth category girls under 15, and it's a little bit difficult in the territory of France to teach them to learn defense zone, because they from the small steps they are learning the defense man to man until until the end, until the senior category. And but it passed really well. It all depends how you propose, how you present this defense to your players, how you it's and you were mentioned also in the book, in your book, and also Nena also mentioned a lot of times. You need to convince them to play this defense. My opinion, how to play in women. I have to finish. Sorry. I think this typical Yugoslavian 3-1 defense can make the results in women handball, because you don't have in women handball shooting back players for shooting from 13, 14 meters like in handball. And for us, it's very important to feel each other, to help to have feel each other in the defense. So to be the compact is something. It's I think on the mental way for the girls. And yes, and we are able to play very aggressively this defense, girls. That's my answer.
Thank you, Jelena, in the name of all of us. Thank you for presenting us. Thank you, Neno, as a mentor. And I will call every one of you who want to make some question to turn on your microphone and your camera and to jump into discussion, of course, if you want.
Well, if I was so clear, or there was like, let's finish too much.
Now that's always difficult to be the first one jumping in, and thank you, Jelena, for accepting to be the first one opening this uh, I have to say project, Handball for All project, because like Neno mentioned, that's our support for generation of young coaches who are coming and who will share this flame to the new generation of the players.
Okay. Thanks. It's very honored to be here and with you and the others, and to cooperate and to talk and to share the informations and experience with you. For me, it means a lot.
Thank you, Jelena. And if there is no question, I will officially invite every one of you for Monday, 6th of September, in 3 weeks, 8:15 evening. Dragan Adzic as a mentor and Goran Kuzmanovski as a presenter will talk about importance of playing in numerical superiority or inferiority in handball. I'm sure that this topic will be also interesting for every one of you. Wish you good health and wish you nice time. I hope that you enjoy and feel free to stay in contact and to share everything what's happening around. Thank you so much, Jelena, Neno, and thank you so much for everyone participating.